Yo, I really just need to talk to some people. You might not believe in God, but I need you to hear this right now because I believe that it's super important and imperative to where we are in time, right? A lot of people are talking about what they consider to be conspiracy theories and these things that really what we find ourselves in is prophetic timeline according to the Bible, right? And so in this past season, I struggled to talk about a lot of things because it was hard, and also because the Lord just simply told me to keep my peace at the moment, right? Not to talk about where I was at. And even still, as I'm in this transition of coming out of that place, the Lord, I still have to be careful about what I talk about and when I talk about it. But I truly believe that somebody might need to hear some things right now, especially with the government shutdown. In this past 3 years, 2.5 years, the Lord had called me home from California to come back to Ohio and to start my own kingdom business, right? And mind you, in the midst of that, he told me to give up a really good job at the VA that was financially stable and lucrative, right? And at first I didn't understand it, but I had asked the Lord to teach me to solely depend on him. And so essentially he was teaching me that, but I didn't realize at the time the exact timing of why he was doing it in that season, or how I even intentionally prayed it, not knowing, right? And now on the other side of it, and even going through it, I've heard some things from God, and I want to share some of those things with you guys, right? So that you can also see things differently and then prepare yourself. So with that being said, right, when I asked the Lord to tell me to depend solely upon him, right, and me not knowing the timing of such, the Lord again made me give up this really lucrative job at the VA, and then was like, all right, solely depend on me, right? And in that timeline, a lot of people were like, you need to go get a job. In that timeline, people was like, you need to go get food stamps. In that timeline, people said, you need to go do this, you need to do that. And God just kept telling me, no, you need to just listen to what I'm saying, right? And so in that timeline, it looked like a lot of scarcity for me, right? I didn't have food for real. I didn't have money for real. I didn't have this or that. But like what God showed me was that he was going to provide my every need when I needed it. And I never had to worry about, I never had to depend on people, and I never had to depend on the government. And so now when, people are about to experience, what it looks like to lose all of that stuff. And I see it, right? Like the government is shut down and they're talking about you might not get your food stamps next month, da 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 da. That's not something that frightens me because I've already been there, but I've seen a lot of other people get anxious and afraid and things like that, and I can understand it, don't get me wrong, but what y'all have to understand is the Lord was telling me never to depend on the government, never to depend on a job, never depend on anyone else, because where we're going, you have to learn how to fully depend on God, because he truly is your source and your provider. In this season, if you haven't learned that yet, you're about to know that like never before. So if you haven't up until this point believed in God, or if at this moment you haven't ever stepped out in faith in that kind of way, learning how to depend solely on the Lord, or even to walk in obedience to the things that he's calling you to, because I believe that right now in this season, because of what we're going through, he is creating kingdom-minded businesses. He is calling kingdom-minded entrepreneurs to rise up, because we're going to be able to offer something to the world that the world can't offer even to itself, because a lot of things are getting shut down, a lot of things are about to collapse, right? And so the Lord is trying to position and shift and move his children into the correct alignment to his will and in this time, so that you can be ready, you can be prepared, and so that you can rise up and take care of the kingdom, right? So God is creating kingdom-minded entrepreneurs, not just entrepreneurs, but millionaires and billionaires to fund the kingdom while everyone else in the world is looking scarce. God is setting up people. And a few years ago, the Lord had told me, he reminded me of Joseph, and when the king had the dream, and he interpreted the dream, and he said there will be 7 years of blessing that will be followed by 7 years of famine. And I believe we're exactly in that time right now, right? In Ecclesiastes, it lets us know that there's nothing new under the sun. And I believe that history oftentimes repeats itself. It just looks a little bit different because the time, the season, the mindsets and things have shifted a bit. But ultimately, I truly believe that God is blessing his children right now, because the famines that are about to come, you're not going to be able to survive it on your own. It's going to take some like kingdom-minded wisdom to get through some of these things. It's going to take being connected to the right people to get through some of these things. It's going to take your obedience and your dependence solely on the Lord to get through some of these things, right? And so you can all day mock God. You can all day think that he's not important, right? Until you realize that he's your only source. And and so I'm praying that the right people hear this at the right time, because in this hour it's so essential, right? They're talking about aliens and all this and that. That is not, it might be alien-ish to this world, but it's just a demon, right? They're saying this and that. COVID was just a setup for what is to come, right? It's just something to set things into position. It's something that was like a trigger, a domino effect, if you will, right? That all that was is to get us into a cashless society. Yeah, because with the cashless society becomes the mark of the beast, right? And if you do not learn how to surrender to God, if you do not learn how to depend on God, you will be prone to want to take that mark. Why? Because you can't buy yourself. You can't buy yourself if you don't take the mark. But if you take the mark, you give away your soul, right? But if you learn how to depend on God, and if you're being obedient with God and you're walking in tune and alignment to what he has, then you'll never have to worry about that. Because even if it comes down to somebody walking into your house and telling you, or asking you, do you believe in God? Do you believe in Jesus? Right? Or do you have a Bible on you and they want to off you for it? You have nothing to fear. Because truly, for a child of God, the end of life here is the beginning of life in eternity. You have nothing to fear. But the problem is you don't know God enough. You don't trust God enough to walk through that the right way. So I'm praying that this message just like prepares you. It helps you to see like what's going on in this world. That ain't nothing. That ain't no shock. That ain't no surprise. For the people and children of God, this is something that we've already known has been coming. We're not in the end times. We're in the end of days. We've been in the end times, babe. All these things been set up. All these things been, aligning and positioning and all that. And you can focus on the devil and what he's doing, or you can focus on the kingdom and how it's moving, right? As we see the great falling away happening, we're also about to see great revival happening at the same time, right? And I believe that the remnant is rising so beautifully right now. You might not see it at the moment. And it's crazy because it's going to come from people you least thought were qualified, people that you didn't expect. So I wouldn't, if I was you, mock anybody. If I was you, I wouldn't discount anybody, because you will never know who God is going to use. And usually God uses the one that is least expected to do the greatest works. But so this is a call for you to get your heart and your mind aligned with who and what God says right now. It's time for you to truly, you can be almighty King Kong and everything you want to be, but at the end of time, every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord. There is no other name under heaven by which we must be saved. Every other religion out there, why do you think they attack Christianity so much? Because it's not real? No. Because it can offend, the truth can offend people. But honestly, even if the truth offends you, but it saves you, it's still good, right? Because honestly, it's only offensive when you're out of line. It's only offensive when you're out of line. And so that should help you look at yourself a little bit better. Now, deliveries and things like that, that's something else. Understand. But religion and all that, and you looking at the lens of God and Jesus through people, when you can have your own relationship, it's something completely different.
Yeah, they can
I know. So don't allow people and things to get in the way of your salvation, your eternity, right? And in the place where God is taking us, when he's trying to prepare us, when he's trying to, give us wisdom and knowledge for things that are to come. In Jeremiah 3:33, it tells it, or 3:33, Jeremiah, figure it out for yourself. Go get in the word. It tells you that if you would come to him, he will tell you things that you have no knowledge of yet. Right? And so don't run to people. Stop running to people. Stop learning stop depending on people. Stop depending on the government and start depending on God. Start trusting God. When I tell you, I've seen God move mountains like never before. I've seen God make something out of nothing. I've lived the life of abandon, giving up everything over and over and over, and not having jobs and not calling and really asking people for help. God will send strangers to bless me. He will send the ravens to drop meat. He will clothe me like the flowers of the field. Ain't nobody changed that for me. But I'm just hoping that if you see this and you haven't been there, that you get into that place, that you get into that secret place with the Lord in your heart and in your mind. And you begin to let him grow. You open your mind up and prepare you for where we're going. This ain't no joke. This is a woo. This is a warning. So I hope you hear it. I hope you hear it clearly, and I hope that you heed the warning. I hope that you don't just throw it off because, she's talking about Jesus. I hope you know that he is your Lord and Savior, that he's the Alpha and Omega. That nothing, you don't go to heaven except through him. He's the one who died for that, for you. That grace and that mercy can't come from anywhere else. Buddha with his legs crossed ain't getting you in heaven. Have you ever noticed that in any other religion, you got to come to their God, but our God comes to you? Our God came to earth. Our God died on the cross. Our God is meeting you wherever you allow him to. You don't got to come search him out. He came to search for you. So if you never heard that, or you haven't looked at it like that, maybe just ponder on that right now. And let God shift your heart. Let him shift your mind. And let him prepare you for what is to come. Because baby, one day you're going to wake up and there ain't no tomorrows. So get ready today. And for all those that have been in that place, preparation, I'm proud of you for sticking it out. Keep remembering that God has his hand on you. And he won't let any harm come near your dwelling. Okay? You're protected. You're covered by the Most High. Thank you, Jesus, for everything that you've done, for what you're doing, and what you're going to do. God be blessed.